Yo, it's X2 motherfucking see me, Mr. Motherfucking Jones, and we have another reaction video in this bitch. Yeah, I said bitch, not bitch. Fuck. 10 things Goku can do that no super motherfucking hero can. Let's get it.
Dragon Ball Z is a long-running anime television show with hundreds of produced episodes.
He must be bluffing.
Its main character, Goku, has battled endless foes in his effort to defend Earth. With all those storylines and adventures, we know how hard it can be to keep track of all his abilities. That's why we tossed them into the hat and picked out the powers he has that no one else can do. Before Goku unleashes an arsenal of powers on us all, remember to press subscribe before we continue. You'll never miss a CBR video again.
The proof is in the pudding, don't you think?
Try to kill an alternate timeline version of himself. This isn't the type of skill you would put at the top of your resume. Maybe go.
Whoa. I haven't heard about this. Dragon Ball Super, I have not watched this at all. I need to watch this and turn off this goddamn air in here. It's a little chilly.
Goku would bury deep down under the special skills section. He's the only fighter who knows what it's like to fight an alternate timeline version of himself. Even with all the time travel going on during the Cell Saga, two versions of future Trunks, Cell, or the androids never challenged one another.
You see how that nigga Trunks with them hands to Cell.
It wasn't until Super that Kid Trunks and Future Trunks really got to have a conversation together. And they were both too peaceful to want to hurt the other. Kid Trunks did try to motivate his future self by punching him when he was moping, but that was hardly a fight to the death or anything. Goku, on the other hand, not only has met his future self in the form of Goku Black, but had some of the toughest battles
Racist.
of his entire life against him. Admittedly, Goku Black was really Zamasu in future Goku's body, so this wasn't quite a version of Goku that turned evil or anything. Still, Goku Black had most of the powers of the Goku of the main timeline, including being able to turn Super Saiyan Rose, a counterpart to Super Saiyan Blue. All this.
Oh, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? I haven't heard about this shit. What the fuck?
Time Goku was looking for the mightiest opponent possible, and all he had to do was challenge himself.
God damn!
He touched it.
Summon Zeno. Considering all the powers Goku has at his disposal.
What the fuck is this shit, man? Nobody, bitch. I can't get a note, a letter, a motherfucking FYI that this shit is popping like this. I thought Dragon Ball Z Super was whack. I heard.
This is by far the most valuable skill he can summon. Zeno is without a doubt the most powerful character in the entire franchise. Zeno can erase entire universes from existence if he so chooses. We certainly don't want to mess with a guy who can wipe us out with a blink of an eye, do you? That's scary stuff. Luckily for Goku, Zeno considers Goku a friend. So not long after they met, Zeno gave Goku a button to carry with him. Zeno told Goku that if the Saiyan ever needed him, just to press the button and Zeno would come to him immediately. Not bad, right? As the most recent saga of Dragon Ball Super demonstrates, Zeno isn't necessarily a total good guy, what with his willingness to wipe out multiple universes from existence. Still, if Goku ever encounters any evil or characters threatening to kill his friends, he can always fall back on calling Zeno to save them, as seen in the Zamasu situation. As far as we know, Goku is the only person with a button to call Zeno, so Goku is basically walking around with the world's most valuable pager.
Are you crazy? No way!
Being poor despite being the most powerful person on Earth. We said not everything that's unique about Goku would be flattering. Even superheroes have a bad angle or two. This one is certainly one of those. As much as we like Goku, he can be naive to the point where he comes across as dumb. What does Goku love most in life? He's happiest with food, family, fun, and training. The idea of having a job or working doesn't really fit in there. So as incredible as it is, usually whenever we see Goku at home, he lives in a rather small house and his family definitely has to worry about money. Goku can destroy the planet whenever he wants, has fought literal gods, and is the most powerful person residing on Earth, and he's also probably on food stamps. At least Vegeta had the good sense.
Hey, boy, struggle's real. Hashtag. Bitch.
To marry Bulma, so he could have the fortune of Capsule Corp to support his lifestyle. And Goku loves to eat, so his grocery bills can't be cheap either. Yeah, Chi-Chi seems like a nag for constantly pestering Gohan to be a scholar, but looking at how little wealth there is in being the world's strongest person, maybe she has a good point.
Hey, what's he doing?
access Super Saiyan Power State. Yet another form born out of animation issues surrounding the Super Saiyan form in the anime is Goku's Super Saiyan Power State. Basically, this form surrounds Goku in the aura of a Super Saiyan, and even sees his hair become spikier-like in his typical Super Saiyan form. The difference is that Goku's hair doesn't turn golden, indicating this is not full-fledged Super Saiyan transformation. If it sounds kinda silly, that's because it really wasn't an intentional form. During a filler episode of DBZ, Goku and Piccin were fighting off past villains in Hell, and the animators initially had Goku transform to take them on. It wasn't until after they already drew the scene that they realized they wanted Goku to surprise Piccin with the Super Saiyan form when they fought later. So they hastily recolored Goku's hair back to black. They couldn't get rid of the aura or spiky hair at this point though, so they were kinda stuck with it. It eventually got worked into the franchise's canon as a lesser form that he's busted out a few more times, but understandably he's really the only one to use it since the actual Super Saiyan form is just superior.
I'm bored. It's time for you to die.
Turn into a false Saiyan Power State. Over time, Goku has undergone numerous transformations. Understandably, most of them have been left behind, since each subsequent one tends to be stronger than the last. There have even been a few that he's barely used at all, which could make you question what was even the point of him having those forms. If you watch the Lord Slug movie, the form Goku accesses at the end of the final fight kind of comes out of nowhere, and never really shows up again either. For this occasion, though, there might actually be an explanation for the short-lived form. The actual Super Saiyan form hadn't been revealed in the manga yet at this point, but one theory says the team behind the anime wanted to get the scoop on debuting the new form, so they made their own version in the Lord Slug movie. We might not know if that's true, but
Nigga smack that nigga through a building with big man. Fuck out of here, nigga. Goku, go. Let's go.
it certainly explains why the form is never seen again. Fans have now dubbed it the false Super Saiyan form, and at this point in the franchise, the form could be so outclassed that, even if it was canon, it seems like a safe bet nobody else would be using it.
You were enjoying yourself before, when you were sucking the life out of Kakarot.
Reverse being absorbed by a cell. Fans take a lot of issue with Dragon Ball GT. Part of that is because of how characters who introduced earlier in the franchise are treated. In Dragon Ball Z, we saw that Cell was an incredibly powerful antagonist, in no small part due to his tail. He absorbed tons of people through his tail to make himself more powerful, and no one could resist it. Piccolo survived thanks to tearing off his withered arm, while Android 16 survived thanks to Cell misjudging where 16's deactivation point was. But after being taken into Cell's body, none of the characters could escape through their own will. That quickly changed in GT. Goku encounters Frieza and Cell after going to Hell. The two villains want a rematch against him. Eventually, Goku gets blinded by a solar flare, and while he can't see, Cell widens his tail and absorbs him the same way he did Androids 17 and 18. Cell then boasts about what incredible power he felt, and it looked like Goku might have lost. Then the Saiyan inexplicably squirmed his way back out of the tail all on his own. No one has ever done this before. Then again, Cell never tried absorbing someone stronger than him before. Maybe Goku just proved Cell's tail only works on weaker characters.
Shut up! We've already been through all this.
Boast of surviving an exploding planet 6 times. A lot of people have noted the similarity between Goku and Superman. For example, they are both initially the sole survivors of a destroyed planet. In fact, he's kinda set a bit of a record for it at this point by being involved in more planetary explosion than anyone else in Dragon Ball. Though, admittedly, that's not exactly the easiest Guinness record to try to break. Thanks to being sent away from the planet Vegeta as a baby, Goku is one of the only Saiyans to survive Frieza's destruction of that world. Then Goku once again defied the odds by getting off Namek just before Frieza's plan to destroy that world succeeded. Goku also made it off the Earth with Vegeta just before Boo detonated it. He escaped the Earth again when Baby's wish on the Black Star Dragon Balls destroyed it in GT. Vegeta would have almost been able to tie Goku's record for planet escapes, but then in Resurrection F, Vegeta perished when Frieza blew up the Earth, while Whis was able to save Goku and a handful of others. If it's any consolation, even Goku doesn't have a flawless escape record, since he did die in the destruction of King Kai's planet when he transported Cell there. Although he did go on to escape another planet when...
But he did that on purpose, didn't he?
Zeno destroyed the timeline where Zamasu had taken over.
Congratulations, you actually managed to give me a little scratch.
He only dies when he wants to. Pretty much every major character has died at this point in the franchise.
That's facts. This nigga, like, I got a Phoenix down, right? This bitch. I don't care if I die, bitch. I can die and come back. Bitch, we got Dragon Balls, bitch.
It happens to the best of them. During the Buu Saga, the entire Earth finally got blown up. Anyone who was there at the time died. The Z Fighters are no strangers to death. Guys like Yamcha and Krillin have died way too many times to count. Even Goku has died twice, so there's no shame in someone getting killed off in the show. What sets Goku apart, though, is he's really the only person who has ever only died by his own choice. Who does that? Even powerhouses like Piccolo, Gohan, and Vegeta have been killed against their will, but with Goku, he never died in all the original Dragon Ball and didn't even know death until the beginning of Dragon Ball Z in his fight against Raditz. Goku wasn't overcome by Raditz, though, and instead...
That nigga got hit in the fucking chest by Piccolo. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, a special beam. I said solar beam. What the fuck? But nigga, you know you a G. Like, bitch, you ain't finna kill me, cuz. But I ain't finna murder you. Like, I can't, like you can't see me in the hands. But I know you're gonna be on bitch shit. So I'm gonna restrain you. My man's gonna shoot you through the chest. I'm gonna take that L, but you gonna fucking burn the hell.
Sacrificed himself.
And that was his brother. Okay, I'm sorry.
To restrain Raditz long enough for Piccolo to kill them both. A similar thing happened against Cell, where Goku sacrificed himself to teleport his...
No, I thought he sacrificed himself so fucking Gohan be strong. I don't know. I mean, let him continue, sorry.
Self-destructing Cell off the Earth. So even though Goku has been beaten, he's never been beaten to the point of being helpless while someone took his life.
We will deal with them when we are ready.
What did you say?
Have his mercy rewarded. There are so many fights throughout Dragon Ball, we can't help but think of one of the warriors as rather stupid because they decide to hold back rather than finish off their opponent. Vegeta does this when fighting semi-perfect Cell because he just can't resist seeing what perfect Cell looks like. This results in Vegeta getting badly beaten. The same thing happens between perfect Cell and Gohan. Cell keeps provoking Gohan to unleash his power rather than finishing the fight while he can. Then Gohan recuperates in that overconfidence by taking his time finishing off Cell because he wants the villain to suffer for what he did. Looking at that track record, you might assume sparring an opponent is a terrible idea. But if Goku had never shown such mercy, the franchise wouldn't currently have characters like Piccolo, Vegeta, and Buu to help out. Goku had the opportunity to permanently get rid of all of them, but he let them live in the hopes that there was some good in them. Sure, it's backfired on him sometimes, like when Goku tried to spare Frieza, but considering how many powerful Z fighters Goku has recruited through his mercy, there's a case to be made for not making every fight a battle to the death.
That's crazy.
How did you manage to...
Can hover using his tail. At this point, we've seen lots of Saiyans with tails, but Goku was something of an anomaly in the original Dragon Ball. The Saiyan race hadn't even been planned out at the time, so whatever Goku did wasn't meant to be some long-term reflection of what his race was capable of. It was just what he personally could do. So that explains why there are a few inconsistencies in what he's able to do compared to other Saiyans later on. One such inconsistency comes when Goku is competing in the World Martial Arts Tournament as a child, and is in the middle of his fight against Jackie Chun, better known as Master Roshi. Goku quickly gets kicked out of the arena and off into the horizon, looking like it'll be inevitable for him to be eliminated by hitting the ground. But moments later, Goku reappears in the sky, coming back to the arena. By twirling his tail like helicopter blades, he's able to keep himself in the air and steer himself back into the tournament. If other Saiyans had this ability, they certainly never showed it, and with Tails seemingly gone from the franchise, they'll likely never have the chance again.
I am your creator! You will do as I tell you to do!
Goku in the Dragon Ball Z universe is complex. Imagine, we've only unlocked 10 things Goku can do in this
shit. No, it's over. It's over. It's over. Well, I had the original link in the description. The shit was fire. I literally just stopped everything I was doing in my fucking life and just watched this because I seen my recommended joint. But yeah, this should actually see me, Mr. Jones. I'm holla at the kid, man. You already know what it is. I got this 2K to play.